Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming to the channel. My name is Jun, and I'm a Moe Norman Swinger. And today I want to showcase my practice session I had on the 13th of November. And I've been trying to make some conscious changes, and I think I was kind of successful. So I like to kind of share my evolution. And also, I wanted to kind of, mention, I think, one key thing. And I think, along with my videos here and there, like, I would like to kind of go over, like, what Mo used to say. And I think some, like, pivotal points that I think would help you in your journey for your perfect golf swing. So for now, on the right is my swing from October 28th, as you can see. And on the left is me most recently. And this is a pitching wedge. So I wanted to compare pitching to pitching. And if you kind of saw my analysis from October 28th as well, I guess biggest thing that I've been trying to adjust is in and up, because Mo always said in and up. So the first move is in, the second move is up, and just yeah, I'm not in enough. So it's always been kind of like my Achilles heels. So if you look on the right, so let me just kind of play that out. So if you see that, let's kind of go a little slow-mo. Maybe too slow. Yeah, let me kind of go like this. Oh yeah, that's a little but do you guys see that? Yeah, I go along the line, and I guess in a conventional swinger sense, that's okay. But I just want to be like Mo, so it's not okay for me. And it's kind of under, but it's not under enough because Mo would be like way under than this. And when Mo finishes on the top of the backswing too, his hands would be on that address plane. So right here, like I'm on the plane, which is not a bad thing. And I mean, I struck this ball solid, but just I want to be more like Mo, and so that's why I'm still doing this. And that's the fun part with the journey, right? Trying to kind of figure it out, and you work your ass off at it. So yeah, if you see that's too high, that's not where Mo is. So in comparison, let me go ahead and bring my latest swing. And there was one thing that I was doing to try to get myself less high, which is get my right elbow behind my body, or that's how I feel. And as a result, what I was also doing was kind of like disconnecting my right armpit. And for me, that's what kind of like helped it. So now let me go ahead and draw a couple more lines. I'm going to draw my spine angle as that. Like I was drawing my spine angle more like this, but I'm going to go ahead and go with, see, that's the low back. So this is your top back and this is your low back. So I'm going to just focus on the low back and then draw my ass line, the thing that's, the Achilles heel for all our amateur players. Because you want that line on that ass connected throughout the whole swing. That's what makes great ball strikers. And we all amateurs, our asses always get off that line. But anyways, let's go ahead and see here. And let me go, oh, that's a little too much. So if you see, yeah, it's still not as much as in, but one thing I'm doing consciously right now, like I'm stepping with my right foot, and that's all I'm doing. And then afterwards, I'm trying to get my right elbow behind me. And if you see up to here though, compared to my, October 28th, it's more in, like right here. This is, something that Todd Graves, Graves Academy always talk about, the parallel, on the backswing. And the wider the space, the better. It's not as wide as I would like it to be, but still it's relatively wide enough. And then continuing with my, back of the top of the backswing. So it's gonna go over a little bit, but compared to where I was, yeah, like it's closer and it's less vertical as far as I'm concerned. and then there's my bump. And if you look at my ass line too, yeah, it's not too bad. Now, the spine angle, indicates your tilt, the side tilt. And if you see, there's a spacing here, so there's a change in my tilt, and a little bit of loss of the ass. So it's still something I need to kind of try to work on. And then going through, coming down. It's not as good as Moe, obviously. I'm not Moe, unfortunately, but still. Yeah, I'm top of the line here. That's not a necessarily a good thing still. I'm still on top. Ideally, I would like to be under the line with my hands on the line. But on the next frame, I believe, yeah, so this is good. Coming in, club head is under the line, my hands are on the line, and all that indicates lag and the leverage that I had kept. And yeah, this was a really solid ball first impact. The sound was like a rocket. And that is because, so coming in right before, you see, that's a really ideal, position, with my trail arm bent and on my side in front of my right hip, and my hands are on the line. You see the club face is nice and square, and right here, right before impact. And if you see, my ass hasn't lost too much of the line compared to address, and my low back has relatively come back, or has maintained. So yeah, it's that's why it was a really solid impact. But for me, the front swing and what follows is something I still would like to try to work on. So up to here is okay, but if you see, I'm gonna continue to lose that because my trail foot, and I'm kind of see right here like Moe, he would still maintain this, and my front swing is kind of not parallel. So that's something that I would like to improve as well. So, but right here, it's a little bit more parallel, but you see I'm losing the line. Moe would still be, foot down, heel down on the ground. And then he will fully stand up after he finishes the front swing. So that's something, I'm not there yet. But in comparison, let me go ahead and bring my 7 here. I'm kind of like, I wonder how this 7 look like. I don't even remember. So let's see, that's me. Yeah, okay. Let's go. Let's draw some lines. Have some fun. Here we go. So that's my address line. And from here to here, I'm just going to draw my low spot, the lower back, and then my ass line relatively here. So if I just go through, okay, here. Yeah, this 7 was pretty solid. It wasn't, yeah, like looking at it, it's not too bad at all. But so the first move. So what's the first move, right? For me, it's the step. And if you look at all the classic, swingers like Hogan and Byron Nelson, all the old schools, like I think golf has become such a complicated game in the modern era. Whereas, the people in the old days, the classic days, like Bobby Jones, like they had it easy. They had it simpler. And that includes Moe too. And I think that's why Moe is the best ball striker ever, because he had that influence of the classic game, and he figured out this, the the single plane swing by himself, because no one else does this except Moe. Well, maybe Mickey Wright, that lady, and she has a lot of characteristics of Moe, wide stance and everything. But anyways, going through. So I'm under the line. I would like to be more under, but still, this is definitely better than my October. And oh, come on. Ah, yeah, it doesn't really show me my under the parallel underline, but if you see here, you can tell, right? Spacing is there. And then this is past that point, but I'm going, and I'm gonna be over the line again. If my hands are on the line, that'll be better, and maybe that's something I would like to try to work on. And you guys all, like seriously, like every one of you practicing at the range, you all need a tripod. Like every time I go, I'm the only one with the tripod. And I'm not embarrassed about it. Like, some people say like, oh, like maybe Moe Norman swing may look weird, but I mean, shit, like I see so many people with horrible swings doing conventional swing. Like, so what then, just if you're gonna look horrible anyways, why don't you just look horrible looking, doing Moe Norman swing instead? At least I think you'll strike it better. But yeah, I mean, that's the top of my backswing. And as I mentioned in my other video too, the finish of your backswing should be should include your weight return to the lee side. You know, that should be the finish of your backswing. That's why Mike Austin said his backswing starts from the top. It's that kind of like over the top feeling almost, but that's because he has already returned to the front. And same thing with Mo. Mo always said like as he's going back, he's already coming front. Like that's when he talked about his downswing. So he's going back still, but he's already coming down. It's kind of put in differently. Like I guess say there's only one truth, but sages would say in different ways. So it's like that. Mike Austin and Mo said the same thing and did the same thing. And then coming down, come on. Yeah, I don't have like the best camera. It's just my Samsung phone just capturing all this. So if I could have like 120 frames per second, just like the pros, that'd be nice. But yeah. Anyways, so here, yeah, the frame earlier was not too bad too, and this one, yeah, it's just I wish I could come back to the under the line faster and sooner. And in order to do so, my backswing has to be a little bit less vertical. So my hands need to be on the dress line. But yeah, compared to this though, it is much better. And yeah, like it's so much more clearer to me. Like, ooh, and right there. So if you look at it, my spine angle, so hence the side tilt, relatively okay. There's a little spacing gap here, but my ass line, well, hell, I can't complain too much. This was a solid hit. And then, just going through. And yeah, for me, like I said yeah, see, going through, I just kind of break down, I feel like. I think I still need to, hold this posture better. And here's my front swing coming out. Kind of parallel, but it needs to be more parallel. I'm already losing the line on my ass, so yeah. And Hogan, I don't know if you guys know, but he actually had an extra cleat on his right shoe. Where? On the instep. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah, like I just step. One thing like Sean Clement from Wisdom in Golf, like I give him a lot of credit for a lot of stuff too when I talk to people. Like and he helped me out as well. He played with Mo. He's ambidextrous and he breaks par from both sides. Yeah, I hate the dude. But yeah, he breaks par from left-handed and right-handed because he understands what he needs to do in a very natural way. And one thing he told me in my lesson with him, and I so agree, like, and I think the thing is like, it's about, I don't want to get too religious or anything, but I think, for me, like, we have been created. To me, that's no doubt. And I also do ancient studies on the side. And yeah, with what I had studied for years, like, I have no doubt. We humans have been created originally. And after that, evolution took place. Now, I don't want to get too into it here, of course, but I mean, if not, so many things that happen on this earth cannot be true. And same thing with us. And, that relation to golf swing, like, because if you go to golf swing lessons, like, how many times have you been told, like, oh, like, you got to fix this, you got to fix that, or you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong? Like, the assumption going in is always that you're feeble and you're wrong and you must be repaired. And you know what? No, screw you. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say fuck you. You damn coaches, you gotta make your living and like you rip us off and you tell us lies and don't even tell us everything. No, I totally disagree. We and you are perfect beings. We don't need to be prepared. As if you know how to walk, you already have the most perfect golf swing in you. You just have to go find it. And these people, in effort to just make their living, just hide that from you in this evolutionist society and teaching. And I so reject it. I think it's the biggest bullshit of all. And I think that's what also mystifies golf teaching. And in order to prove my point, I'm going to bring the long drive crazy guy. You know, Kyle. No, wait, that's not that one. Where's Kyle? It must be this one. Yeah, there we go. So let's look at Kyle. What's his last name? Bershman? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but let's look at this dude. So he drives 470. Like, whoa, right? And if you look at his move, this is no different than walking. What is so different, right? Look, so his lead leg is lifted, hence, he's, I guess bracing on his trail like the right leg. But just look at this for a second. I'm just going to play this. Look at that. He lifts it, and they're talking about it too. These analysts are, and it's so true. Look, and see, he's creating momentum. He's creating, and yeah, they're talking about his head now. But what he just did, what is so different? Like he just walked. He just walked literally. There's nothing more to it. See, he took a step, and see, normally after he took that first step, like if because Sean Clement calls it perpetual motion drill. Yeah, go look it up. Sean Clement, Wisdom in Golf, perpetual motion. So with this first step, what would have happened is that his golf club would have gone this way. That's what would have happened. But he's holding it, right? But by doing this, he has generated momentum. And now what he's going to do is he's going to bring it back this way. He's going to bring that momentum back. So look, right? So he steps and then boom. See? He steps and boom. So for everyone out there who's like, using too much wrist, hands, like all that, yeah, like there you go. You step. So, which side do you step on? Your trail side. So speaking from the right-handed perspective, your right leg. And where exactly? Instep. Yeah, like I'm sure if you took some lessons, I mean, there are truths in the conventional golf teachings, but, they kind of mystify it and they make it kind of very difficult for you to understand. But right there, I mean, this guy goes to his outside step too because he's like trying to generate so much power, which you can kind of see because he gets up. Like look at that trail foot. See, look at that. Look at his right leg. See how? See, he's standing up, and he's literally leaning, and he's like bracing on the outside of his right foot. So if you're looking at your right foot right now, all his weight is on the right side of the right foot. Whereas Moe, in the conventional teaching, like assuming you're just normal golfer, not like these crazy long guys, it needs to move within your insteps, the right instep and the left instep. Someone who's also similar actually is Bubba Watson. If you look at Bubba Watson's swing, he does exactly the same thing like this. He braces on the outside of his trail foot, which would be left because he's a lefty. But that's what generates all that width and all that power for him. And that's why these long drive guys are using the same strategy here. They're bracing on the outside of the trail foot. Whereas Moe and Hogan, look it up, Hogan had a fifth cleat on his trail shoe, on his right shoe, and it was on the instep. Why? Because he needed stability. So, just to finish this thing again, like look at that. And then he's coming back. See? And then he goes in the instep and he just jumps off of that. He just jumps and then just transfers all that tension from his trail foot to the lead foot. And you know what? That makes so much sense. Because look at it. Because throwing a ball is same as golf swing. So when a pitcher throws, where do you push off of? Your back foot. Tennis too. Like when you hit a forehand, what do you do as a righty? I mean, I play tennis too, so I know. First, you got to shuffle your feet, your coaches will tell you, and you got to get your right foot behind. And then with that weight transfer from behind, You take a step and get your forehand. What about the backhand? Same thing. You're always pushing back from the, from the, not, well, from the backhand would be the left foot. But, it's that big, it's coming from behind. Like, what about baseball swing? Same thing. It's coming from behind. So what's so different in golf? It's the same thing. You gotta push off from the behind. Now, of course, you gotta be careful where the knee, you know, doesn't go towards the ball and you do early extension. That's why Mo rolled his ankles in. But nevertheless, the first point being, if you can walk, you have the most beautiful golf swing in you, and you do it every day. And yet, people tell you you must be repaired for $50 an hour, or some $100 an hour. And you know what? Fuck that. That's bullshit. I reject that. I don't accept that. And I don't think you should either. You're not feeble. You're not senile. You're not broken. And I think that's the first realization that everybody needs. If you know how to walk, you already have the most beautiful golf swing. And that's the most important thing I want to deliver on this video. Because I think that's like the biggest mental game that's missing in everyone today. Where, they're, oh, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, all this fucking crap and bullshit. Like, but you're like the most perfect being created by God on this earth, yo. Like, and you already have it. You don't need these people like ripping you off all that money to tell you that you already have it. Oh, no, to tell you that you don't have it, that you must be repaired. So, anyways, sorry with my cussing, but I really feel strongly about this topic. So, please realize that if you know how to walk, you already have a most perfect swing. So please go check out Sean Clement's Wisdom in Golf too, and look at this guy, the 470 yards driver guy. He uses the same mechanic. Why? Because he's a human, and he and I are built. We are all built the same, and that's why it's so amazing, about human body. And that's why if you do exactly what he does, there's no reason why you don't have a perfect golf swing. So, but anyways, yeah, I'll stop you here for now. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, please let me know.